Good morning students, you are with Bindu Chaudhary and we are continuing our question answer sessions of chapter 10th. Yes, the last chapter of our history parts, and in this chapter we are reading about the India after independence. We discussed about the step by step development of India, whether for the formation of states, whether for the formation of economic and social development. It's okay, many things lacking behind at present also, but still we are progressive, still we are in the side of progress. So today we are pursuing our question answer session. In question answer session we are taking our first question here. Name three problems that the newly independent nation of India faced. नया नया जो हमारा इंडिया है उसके सामने कई सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आई थी. What? The three problems that the new 8 million refugees who had come into the country from newly born पाकिस्तान. अब हुआ क्या था, 8 million refugees, 8 million peoples जो हैं they switched off from Pakistan to India, and this one is the problem of survival, for the problems of jobs, for the problem of foods to India. So the problem of the princely states is also the another big problem. There were almost 500 princely states, each ruled by a Maharaja or a Nawab, and each of them had to be persuaded to join the new nation. So this one was also the big problem of the provinces, near about 500 provinces, and everyone मे बी राजाज और नवाब. हम अभी तक घर पे भी कहते हैं ना अपने भाई बहनों को भी, बच्चों आप कोई राजा हो क्या, नवाब हो क्या, कि आपको बैठे बैठे सब सुविधाएं मिलेगी. सेम कंडीशन, दे हैड देयर ओन फैसिलिटीज. सो हाउ दे परसुएडेड टू जॉइन द न्यू नेशन इज अ great difficulty, great problem for the Indians. The new nation had to adopt a political system. The third main problem about the political system that would best serve the hopes and aspirations of the people. लोगों की उम्मीदों पे भी तो खरा उतरना था. Our next question is, what was the role of the planning commission? As we had discussed about the formation of planning commission by our government, so what was the important role in the betterment of India? Answer is here. Role of planning commission is, first one is the lifting India and Indians out of poverty and building a modern technical and industrial based were among the major objectives of the new commission. योजना आयोग का मुख्य काम क्या था कि ना सिर्फ हमारे यहाँ से गरीबी दूर होनी चाहिए, हमारे यहाँ से द बिल्डिंग ऑफ मॉडर्न टेक्निकल एंड इंडस्ट्रियल बेस वर अमंग द मेन नीड फॉर द बेटरमेंट ऑफ आवर इंडिया. Next one is a broad agreement was reached on mixed economic model. Next is in mixed economic model. What happened in mixed economic model? हम इसको mixed economic model कहते हैं बच्चों. क्या है इसमें? Both the state and the private sectors would play important role and complementary roles in increasing production and generating jobs. So with the help of states and with the help of private sectors, many industries developed and many agricultural progressives were there, and only for the benefit of the new jobs, only for the complementary roles in the increasing production also. These roles वर क्या क्या है, कैसे कैसे होगा जॉब्स के लिए, देखिए. विच इंडस्ट्री शुड बी इनिशिएटेड बाय द स्टेट, ऐसा डिवाइडेशन किया गया. विच इंडस्ट्रीज ओनली होल्ड बाय द स्टेट्स एंड विच वाज द प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स डीलिंग. सो विच इंडस्ट्रीज बाय द मार्केट, हाउ टू अचीव अ बैलेंस बिटवीन द डिफरेंट रीजन्स एंड स्टेट्स वर आल्सो द मेन प्रॉब्लम, because each state, each region had their own language, their own custom, traditions, education, etc. So a balance was needed between all these. So this one was also the main rule. roles of states and private sectors were to be defined by the planning commission. What roles were formed by states, what roles were formed by private sector? This one was also the main issue, and this one also identified by the planning commission. And main thing, to make 5 years plans. हम पंचवर्षीय योजनाएं कहते हैं इन्हें, और इन पंचवर्षीय योजना में क्या होता था बच्चों, हर 5 साल के लिए योजनाएं डेवलप की जाती थी, और हर 5 साल के लिए हमारे इंडिया के बेटरमेंट के लिए हमारे जो इकोनॉमिस्ट है वो एक प्लान तैयार करते थे. दिस क्वेश्चन इज ऑफ फिलिप्स हेयर. सब्जेक्ट्स दैट वर प्लेस्ड ऑन द यूनियन लिस्ट वर, जो यूनियन लिस्ट में हैं वो क्या क्या है देखिए, टैक्सेस, डिफेंस एंड foreign affairs. So these taxes, defense and foreign affairs were listed in the union list. Our next question here, subjects on the concurrent list were what? concurrent list में किस किस को शामिल किया गया? forest and agriculture. State whether true or false. At independence, the majority of Indians lived in villages. This one is true or not? Yes, we had discussed about this one, that our most of the people belonged from the rural areas or the remote areas. So this sentence is totally true. Our next sentence is, the Constituent Assembly was made up of members of the Congress party. Is it true? I think totally wrong, false this one, because not only Congress party's members were there, many members from different states or different political parties from all over the India were there. So this sentence is false. Our next sentence is, in the first national election, only men were allowed to vote, especially when we are relating to India. Only men are allowed? No, totally wrong. All persons allowed for voting at the age of 21. 21 साल का कोई भी वयस्क है वो अपने मत का यूज कर सकता है. बट नाउ व्हाट इज द रियल एज ऑफ वोटिंग फॉर द इंडियंस? यस, द वोटिंग राइट कम्स एट द एज ऑफ 18 years. Okay. Our next true false question is here. The second 5-year plan focused on the development of heavy industries. Yes, as we had discussed about the 5-year plans by the planning commission, each plan had some main focuses, and in the second 5-year plan the main focus was on the development of heavy industries. So this sentence is totally true. This one is our next question. What did Dr. Ambedkar mean when he said that in politics we will have equality and in social and economic life we will have inequality? So this statement by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is true or wrong? See here, by this statement he made that in political life UF would give equality. We have 1 person and 1 vote policy. जहाँ तक हम राजनीति की बात करते हैं वहाँ तक तो हम क्या कहते हैं, जी हाँ हमारे यहाँ पे इक्वलिटी है, because 1 person may be from the upper class, may be from the lower class, had the right of 1 voting. 1 person and 1 voting policy is there, but this would not automatically remove inequality between castes, rich or poor. So this one is the main drastic problem of our India. In our social and economic life, the principle of 1 man, 1 value will still be denied. At present also it's denying, because 1 man had only 1 value, no possible. Here is our next question. After independence, why was there a reluctance to divide the country on linguistic lines? Yes, when we got our freedom, many crises were going on as the partition. We were getting pain for all these things. It means our nationalists were getting pain because partition as well as the dividation on the basis of the linguistic lines. But how all these things went? See here, after independence there was a reluctance to divide the country on linguistic lines. Many reasons behind this one. See, one by one we are taking here. Way back in the 1920s, the Indian National Congress in the beginning had promised that after independence, each major linguistic group would have its own province. So, all these were the commitment by the Indian National Congress in 1920s. For what? For the linguistic major groups had their own provinces. So, after independence, the Congress did not take any steps to honor this before this one in 1920s they had committed, but after independence nothing was clear by the Congress about the honor of their promise. So India had been divided on the basis of religion. Despite the wishes and efforts of Mahatma Gandhi, freedom had come not to one nation but to two. Yes, Pakistan and India, partition of our India. So all these things happened with the efforts of Mahatma Gandhi. No, Mahatma Gandhi always opposed all these things. But after all, the dreams of Mahatma Gandhi did not came true and we got our freedom. But only on the basis of the partition, dividation of our India. As a result of the partition, we have our own India's name there. That also came into existence. Okay, as a result of the partition of India, more than 10 lakh people had been killed in riots between Hindus and Muslims. Many crises were going on that time. The partition had a pain a lot because near about 10 lakh people had been killed and many injured in this one. The country could not afford further divisions on the basis of language because after the pain of the partition, our India was not in a proper movement that our country people afford the divisions on the basis of the language, on the basis of the linguistic. So, both the Prime Minister Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru and Deputy Prime Minister Sardar Patel, yes, Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel were against the creation of states on the basis of languages. So, it's okay. After the efforts of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the provinces against united, the division was not there on the basis of the linguistic. We are coming to our next question here. This one is our next question here. Give one reason why English continued to be used in the India after independence. Still we are speaking English. Why this is going on? Why the English continued to be used in India after independence? See here, English continued to be used in India after independence because South Indian states expressed strong opposition to Hindi because they don't know how to speak Hindi. They had a language problem. It's okay, they easily know the English speaking. So our South Indian states opposed for the Hindi acceptance. That is the main reason behind the English is still going on in our India. Our next question here. How was the economic development of India visualized in the early decades after independence? जो हम इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहे थे हमारे चैप्टर रीडिंग में बच्चों, वो कैसे हो रहा था, उसको अर्ली डिकेड्स में कैसे विजुअलाइज करके देखा जा रहा था. See here, in 1950, the special year, the government set up a planning commission to help design and execute suitable policies for the formation of economic development of India. So, there was a broad agreement on the mixed economy model, and this mixed economy model contained what? Some parts of states and some parts of private sectors got the benefit for the betterment of our India, for the economic betterment. Here both the state and the private sector would play an important role and complementary roles in increasing production and generating jobs. Not only economic development is necessary, creating jobs is the basic need for any country, for the betterment of the any country. So now it was on the planning commission to define which industries should be initiated by the state and which by the market, and how to achieve a balance between the different regions and states. So that's why planning commission was held in the year 1950. In the 1956, the second 5-year plan was formulated, which focused on the development of heavy industries such as steel and on the building of large dams. So our second 5 years planning system includes the betterment of our high development industries, heavy industries such as steel, and the large dams work was also included in that. These sectors would be under the control of states. So industry sector as well as controlling of dams was controlled by the states. This focus on the heavy industries and the efforts at state regulation of the economy was to guide economic policies for the next few decades. So our planning commission had an important role for the betterment of our India, because in each 5-year plans they maintained a goal and they wanted to achieve that goal with the development of our economic development as well as the development of our industries as well as development of our agriculture. So each 5-year planning had some different goals to achieve. This one is our question answer session of our chapter 10th. Still we have our geography session. So in the next chapter we will continue on geography. Stay with us. Have a nice day.